Okay, so I'm not afraid to admit that we have actually had some issues over the last couple of episodes in trying to get Peter Baelish under control. And when I say under control, you have to understand that I'm trying to do this as in character of a good king as I possibly can. There are a ton of ways that we could try to deal with him and not really care what happens as kind of the playthrough goes. And I do care about that because honestly the worst thing in this game is getting all the way up to the Iron Throne and holding it for like 10 years before all your vassals hate you and they plot to kill you, and then all of a sudden your character's dead and you're left with your, fat-faced 7-year-old son who doesn't have any of the stats that you've worked so hard to get. And not that my heir is terrible. I mean, if we take a look, my heir is not bad at all. Elusive Shadow, Dragon Rider, he's a trained fighter, and that's it. And he has the Bloody Flux right now, but overall, I mean, these are great stats for an heir to have. And so I don't know. My concern is that as we move forward with this playthrough, that Peter Baelish will continue to be an issue if we don't take care of it. And as we all know, in the last episode, I sent his son to the wall for treason, and after I had already exiled Peter Baelish, and as his son's heir, automatically came back. So we have to figure this out. We have to get this taken care of. And so I've kind of devised a couple little plans of how we're going to accomplish this. And it's actually not going to be that difficult, and I'll kind of walk you through step by step what we're going to do. So first of all, I have a favor from Peter Baelish. And so, being that I'm on his character right now, I'm going to assign a guardian to him, to his heir, so his second-born son, who actually lived, and I am going to be the character's guardian. And I'm going to call in a favor to make him accept. And honestly, it won't be long before Peter begins to sort of plot against me. And very real chance that could end up with an issue on my part. So I'm actually going to begin to revoke his titles. Because he's a traitor and was exiled, I actually have the ability to do that. But I'm going to wait until his son is securely in my court, against Peter's will, basically. But because of the favor, he has to do it before I do anything else. So we're going to advance a little bit. We're back. We're back on this. Dany and Daario, and I really do wish Dany would give up her, conquering of Meereen, and come back to Westeros. But I really don't have any control over that. So, Daario is my rival. Defeated him in a duel. So I'm going to confront Daenerys, and we'll see what happens. She denies having the affair. I could tip his spouse off. You know what? I don't think I've done that before. I don't know why she hates me so much. And I still have a very positive opinion of her. For Daario, yeah, I'm going to tip his wife off. Okay. And by now I should have Baelish's son, as my under my guardianship. Okay. So the next thing to do, Peter is already fighting a war against the Vale. So I'm actually going to begin revoking his titles, and it'll cost me prestige, but it won't affect our vassals. So I'm going to revoke the Lordship of Crow's Barons and the High Lordship of the Bite, if I can. And really, the Bite, I believe... let me look at that title. Yeah. So it's actually part of the Vale, but that's okay because I can protect the MUDs. I don't want to give them Harrenhal because Harrenhal is still ruined, still has the curse on it. Their house will suffer, basically, on and I'm hoping that ends up happening to Baelish. If I can just leave him to the curse of Harrenhal, that's great. So I'm going to revoke the Lordship of Crow's Barons. Did that happen? Come on now. Oh, 10 days. You know what? I don't care, Peter. I really don't. Attorney at Rosby. I'm not going to participate for right now. So Dario's wife thanks me. She'll look into it further. And Baelish should respond to me in 3 days. Okay, so that worked. And now we're also going to revoke the High Lordship of the... Oh, we can't. Okay. That's fine. What I can do is I can wait until... Or actually, I can just leave Harry to attack Peter. That'll distract Peter from, worrying about me for a little bit anyways. And in the meantime, we can actually begin our ascent. Where is it? So... right here, Castle Kingsgate, Lordimus MUDD. Let's see. I don't know if I can revoke his commander of the... I think he's the commander of the Gold Cloaks. He's the commander of the Castle of Kingsgate, basically. That's how that works. I'm going to give him the Lordship of Crow's Barons. And then I'm also going to grant him the Kingdom of the Trident and include lower titles, blah, blah, blah. And what that should do is that should give him... there we go. That takes care of my over Vassal limit. He is Lord Paramount Lorimus of the Trident. Lorimus MUDD. Loves me. That's great. That means so far, in terms of vassals, the Riverlands, they love me. The Reach, they like me. Yep. Willis's opinion of me is 38. That's not bad. The Stormlands, they love me. Well, they don't love me as much as I thought they did. And Sunspear and Dorne, they like me. I don't like them for some reason, but they like me. And the only thing left to really take care of is figure out how to handle everything going on in the Vale. Harry the Heir is super aggressive. The reason he doesn't like me is because I denied him the title of Harrenhal. He wanted to be Harrenhal, or he wanted Harrenhal as his vassal, which doesn't make any sense. It's not de jure. There was no way I was going to go through with that. And I guess he also wanted that right there. And that's what he's fighting for. That's the High Lordship he's fighting for. His son actually does like me, though, and his son is a genius. He's a lustful glutton, but he's a genius, and he's only 17 years old. So, oh, and he's a maester. Are you serious? How is Harry's son going to be a maester? He's the master at arms for the Citadel. That is confusing. And his other son is just attractive. Okay. Well. So we'll end up... Well, I don't mind Harold Arryn being the Lord Paramount of the Vale. That's not what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned about his opinion of me. And so what I think I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to send improved diplomatic relations with Harry the Heir. I'm going to send Willis to do that. He was just performing statecraft. He can come back later this year if things start to improve. But before, it was just giving me random, updates on people's opinion being improved. But for right now, I think we're going to specify it on Harry the Heir, and or he's not really the heir anymore, but on Harold Arryn. The next thing to take care of is the North, and the Bolton. Wow. Could plot to kill the Lord Paramount of the North. I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to do things. At least as king, I wouldn't mind if somebody else kind of took care of that for me. And I still am not 100% sure on what family I want to end up overall ruling the North. In terms of vassals loyal to the Targaryens, there really aren't any, and so we have to kind of create our own. The Starks are gone. The Lannisters are about to be gone. Just in terms of everybody in Westeros, the Tullys are gone. It's a matter of figuring out exactly who we can trust and who deserves the reward. And I was going through my court, trying to figure out in terms of, growing from the very beginning of Rain House and all the way through the war, who was faithful. And Raleigh Duck was, but he's the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, so obviously there's an issue there. I believe we called Hector Chester, was one of the first courtiers that we invited, but he's currently our Master of Coin. There really aren't a whole lot of other people that haven't already been rewarded. I would totally reward Varys, but he's a eunuch, and there's nothing he can do with the title. I mean, he doesn't have any heirs. He's not going to inherit, and it'll automatically come back to me, or worse, somebody else is going to take it. And there really isn't anybody else. So if you have suggestions, I want you to leave them in the comment section below. Help me figure out who's going to end up getting the North. And honestly, I'm open to all suggestions, but that is kind of the last thing in terms of Westeros that we have to figure out. The only other thing that I want to do at the moment is secure the Iron Islands for the Iron Throne again. And I worry about starting a war with them. However, let's see. We can't offer vassalization because we're at the same level. They have instituted slavery, though. Or we can just dragon conquest them. We'll leave that for the time being. I want to complete my dealings with Littlefinger before I actually get into anything else. And right now, although we've dealt with the Kingdom of the Trident and getting House MUDD on the seat, and we still need to end up getting them on their ancestral seat of Old Stones, but dealing with Baelish is priority number one. And if I let Harry the Heir win this war, as much as I can let him win the war, then hopefully that weakens Baelish's position still, and hopefully the Curse of Harrenhal eventually takes him. But I can't be distracted by something else and Peter have an opening to deal with me. So I don't think I can join Harry's war because Peter's still my vassal. I can command him to end the war, but I can't actually do anything else. I wonder if I can send him... Oh, I can send him some gold. and just kind of subtly be helping him with his cause, and it'll increase his opinion of me by 52. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just send him some gold. I know we have the debt to pay for, but just trying to get Harry on my good side for a little bit, and that lasts for 5 years. He's has improved opinion of me, so we'll let that go, and in that way I will support his war against Peter Baelish, kind of underhandedly. So let's advance time and kind of see what happens. And apparently I hate my life now. I really do. I don't know if you guys can appreciate this, but Harry's heir, who was the Master at Arms for the Citadel, was just killed in a tournament by Watt, the Blue Bard. Was killed in this tournament. So now Harry's heir is Gilbert, who is only 8 years old. I don't have favor with Harry, but I wonder if I can take this kid as my ward. I mean, I don't know that I can. Oh, Raleigh can. No. Yeah, see. And apparently he doesn't like me enough to have that happen, but I mean, we can deal with that. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting. Okay, so to make this even more interesting, I apparently am a lunatic now. I went from hating my life and being depressed to now being a lunatic. So, there's that. And my son, Jaehaerys, my third son, is mad. Or he's wroth. So, I mean, that's actually like the lesser portion of the mad gene for the Targaryens, but I'm okay with him being wroth. That's fine. It seems like that in terms of how my sons are. Why is he leading troops and has the bloody flux? I don't understand that. Okay, so in about 6 months' time, I'm going to grant the Crown Prince the Lordship of Dragonstone and let him come back to the Iron Throne, and instead of being out there with Dany. Again, I really do wish that there was... I really do wish that there was a way that I could make her like me enough to come back. Apparently, because of her attraction to gonorrhea, she has a negative 30 opinion of me. Well, gee, I wonder where I got gonorrhea from. Dany.